78 down, 3 to go on the home schedule. Welcome to game 1 of this series. Yeah, Steven Strasburg going for the Nats tonight. It'll be some tough conditions, I think, for hitters, and maybe the pitchers won't mind it a whole lot. Can't be a whole lot of fun trying to stand in there against mid-90s and deadly changeups tonight. So Adam Eaton back in the lineup tonight. Victor Robles gets the night off, but FP so excited about some of the stuff we saw over the weekend from him, and teaming for years, we hope, with Juan Soto out there.
Yeah, the 21-year-old and 19-year-old been fun to watch. The 21-year-old missed a lot of the season with an injury, so he's still flying around the campsite. He's got a lot of energy left. Juan Soto with yesterday off. We'll look for big things from him today after getting a well-deserved day off. But there's Victor Robles' second home run. You remember his first home run was against the Marlins at Miami. That one went 427, in case you're wondering. And then the triple in the mud yesterday, diving into third. They would steal his helmet and take it back to the dugout. He had to call it back from the bat boy. But hey, there's two guys that you're going to see for a long time in Nats unis, and we're excited about that.
Yeah, same hometown, Major League games. Soto obviously has been up since the third week of May. And minor league ball games, a lot more for Victor so far. So Juan definitely fast track to the big leagues. They're probably both happy they don't have to face Steven Strasburg on a night like tonight. He's had 6 starts since he came back. Decisions in half of those, all wins, and starting to pile up some pretty good numbers.
Yeah, 17 career wins against the Marlins. That's the most against any ball club, and he's learning how to pitch with 92, 93. The curveball and changeup last time out against the Marlins was devastating. He struck out 11, gave up just 2 runs on 5 hits.
And by the way, if Steven wins tonight, he becomes the second double-digit winner on the pitching staff this season. Anthony Rendon, Trey Turner. Good luck, everybody, facing these guys. On-base streaks at 31 for Rendon, 23 for Trey. Career best, both of them. They're just hitting the ball all over the ballpark, using it the other way, and at the same time playing some great defense. The number 2 hitter and that guy in the cleanup spot, they're playing some serious baseball. The Nats and the Marlins, straight ahead. Brought to you by PNC Bank. There's no better time to act than today. PNC, make today the day. And by American Standard Heating and Air. Find your local independent American Standard Heating and Air dealer at MidAtlanticComfort.com. So many curly W's, so many different looks and combos. Welcome to the ballpark. We got some hard-working, sturdy fans in the yard tonight. Good to have them with us. Yeah, it's rainy, 64, humidity, obviously 90% with all the moisture in the area. John Turnauer's crew had the field ready to play at about 5 o'clock today, and then they covered it up. And in the Marlins lineup, Brian Anderson, good-looking rookie, 225 with a homer and 5 RBIs against the Nats. And he's got some team ranks, hitting a couple of spots behind JT Realmuto, their all-star catcher. Marlins 11th in the league in hitting, fewest runs, homers, and steals in the National League.
Arsenal for Steven Strasburg. Opponents hitting 284 against the fastball, just 177 against the curve, 153 against the changeup. Last start continued his dominance of the Marlins, 4-2 win. That was on the 18th at Miami. Struck out 11 in 6 innings, gave up just a couple of runs. So 5-0 with a 109 in his last 5 starts against the Marlins.
Not real comfortable out there tonight. So FP, advantage pitcher or hitters?
Well, it depends on the mound and if it's dry enough and there's no slippage. When Steven went out there, he was really kind of toying with the mound. Right now, seeing how that mud cakes up on his cleats, I think the field looks good from here. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's not going to be a factor.
There's a big curveball. Angel Hernandez looked at it. Ball was right over the plate. He must have called it low, 2-0. First pitch, by the way, was at 7:06. 29-year veteran behind the plate. The crew chief is Bill Miller over at third base. '93, threw it right by JT Riddle, the shortstop. Riddle hitting at .231, and against Strasburg, 1 for 5 early in his big league career. Showed bunt. No swing, says Bill Miller. Chad Whitson at second, Alan Porter first base on the umpiring crew. The Nats at home, a surprising 38-40. The Marlins 24-50 on the road, and they're trying to win their 4th game in a row. They just had a real good weekend against the Reds when they pitched extremely well, didn't give up a whole lot. Nats season series 10-6 and 4 out of 7 here. That's a base hit.
Right, your defense tonight behind Steven. Soto, Harper, Eaton the outfield. Turner, Rendon left side of the infield. Defoe, Zimmerman right side. Matt Wieters behind the plate. Adam Eaton back in there tonight. Wants to finish strong. Knee's been barking a little bit. Victor Robles played the last few days, and the skipper going with a guy who's had a good season.
Yeah, he's battled back from injury. Great to see him, at least up until recent days, back to 100%.
Yeah, I think you're going to see the days off coming up here the next couple, because you can't really give guys days off in that Colorado series just for the integrity of a pennant race. Davey Martinez probably going to go with his A lineup that whole weekend.
Yep, that's a good point, and I'm sure the Brewers and the Cardinals will be appreciative of that. The Rockies a game and a half behind St. Louis in the wild card race. Up and away. Miguel Rojas, not bad against Strasburg, 5 for 14. This guy always gets a share of hits against the Nats. .315 career with 10 runs batted in. That's way inside, ball 2.
Step off, clean the cleats off a little bit. Maybe reset too. So his last start against the Marlins, he threw the fastball for a strike 78% of the time. We talk about the lowest velocity he's had in a long time, but the command has been there. So that's the second highest rate in the majors over the last week. His last start against the Marlins, fastballs for strikes.
Rojas at 246 overall. Rendon almost even with the bag at third, and this ball is lashed out to deep center, and it's a perfect tweener for the Marlins. Short hops the wall. JT Riddle will score, and with a single and a long double, the Marlins are on top to start this series. For Rojas, his 52nd run batted in.
The Marlins have won 3 in a row. They're playing good baseball, and they came out swinging in this one. Base hit by Riddle on a curveball, and that fastball up. And you called it, split the gap perfectly between Harper and Soto.
Next up is JT Realmuto. His batting average is .284, but against right-handed pitchers this year, he's 20 points higher than that. And that .304 is the 8th best by any hitter in the league. Ball tailing well inside. Anthony Rendon's on that list as well against righties at .311. Of course, he's hitting everybody right now. Counts even, 1-1. Turner almost directly behind Rojas. And so far, Strasburg's been missing off the plate inside to some right-handers. Yeah, not a bad pitch at all, just didn't get the call.
And Davey Martinez talking before the game how this is a good thing for Steven to learn how to pitch with this velocity, that obviously he'd like to have 97, 98, and he might have it again next year, but the fact that he's been so successful since he's come off the DL, 3-0 with a 3.63, 43 Ks in 6 starts, and learning how to pitch without the 98. And usually if the fastball is 92 Carp and the changeup's 88, that's a big deal. But with the split action that Steven has on his changeup, the movement he has, it really doesn't matter, or it hasn't mattered yet.
Mm-hmm. Still trying to get his first batter out. Realmuto turns and slams that one off the netting right in front of his own dugout. Steven tonight, his 205th start, seeking his 94th win. So sometime maybe in May next year, he'll be on the verge of 100 with a good start. 17-7, as FP said earlier, against the Marlins. 30 career starts against these guys coming into tonight. Swing and a miss. There's some changeup action for you. First out on his 145th strikeout.
Well, we've been seeing a lot lately. The changeup in. Look at Weeder setting up in there. Looked like a fastball to Realmuto, and by the time he realized it was a changeup, it was too late. I'm telling you, that's going to be the next big thing in baseball, the changeup in.
Right-handed batter, Peter O'Brien.
If it isn't already.
Yeah, more than we've ever seen before this year. And a strike call, ball cutting away. Big curveball on an 80-mile-an-hour pitch. O'Brien, home run against Strasburg. He pulled one to left field at Marlins Park, leading off the second inning last week. The Nats would go on to win that ball game 4-2. Same pitching matchup. Steven and Sandy Alcantara, the rookie, hooking up tonight. High riding fastball on 0-2, foul to the upper deck.
Remember Peter O'Brien last time, his pops up the middle the other way. Bryce Harper shaded him to right center. He hit that long double at Marlins Park to right center.
Oh, 2 popped up right side. That's going to get over the dugout.
Try. You got the ball. You have to make the catch.
On a night like this, that's good enough.
Yeah, you got the ball. He's high-fiving his buddies. You got the ball. You can tell by just watching Stevens' mannerisms between pitches that Clay's really caking up on his cleats. He's being real vigilant.
Another good changeup for another strikeout. No way Peter O'Brien could get to it. 2 Ks in a row.
Yeah, 20 strikeouts, 2 walks his last 2 starts, excuse me, combined. So make that 22 strikeouts, 2 walks. His last 2+ starts combined. Look at the grip on the changeup. Way out on the end of the fingertips. Same arm speed as the fastball. I'm telling you, it might be the best changeup in baseball.
Solid rookie year for Brian Anderson. 271. 10-60 his power numbers. And Strasburg stealing some first pitch strikes with the curveball tonight as well. And now another 0-2 count. Well, trying to get 3 straight strikeouts with the changeup to a right-hander. 1-2 the count.
Well, although Max has a good changeup, opponent's hitting 130 against that pitch. Opponent's hitting 153 against Stevens, so maybe 2 of the best right-handed changeups right here. I'm trying to think who else has a good changeup, but drawing blanks.
So changing eye levels now with the high fastball. Marlins are making him work. Single, double, 2 strikeouts. And unless somebody gets picked off, it's going to be at least 27 pitches in this first inning.
Tim Lincecum had a dirty changeup. Trevor Hoffman, probably the best one I ever saw. Tyler Clippard had a good changeup.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Glavine was nasty. Marco Estrada is from the Blue Jays, I think. He has got a good changeup. Help me out, people.
Yeah, he's had a nice career after his early days with the Nats, when he kind of looked like a marginal prospect. He's gone on to have a nice big league career. 1-2, and that one inside on the changeup. Counts even 2-2.
What do you got, Pitch Cast? Show us.
So much movement at the end of that pitch.
Pitch number 30 coming. 31 coming, excuse me. Scoreboard's behind one. That's what I get for not looking at the massive bug there. Guys in the truck are on top of it. There we go. 9th pitch in this at bat coming, just a guess.
The crowd wants to see the Nats come up and hit. Up and in. He evidently was not swinging. And Anderson hit hard on the hand, and he's going to first base with 2 outs. I think that's what the Nats dugout may be wondering. Was he swinging?
Hit by pitch is reviewable.
Or did it just hit the bat?
Looked like it did. Steven saying no way, if you could read lips. Looked like it hit the knob of the bat.
Long inning continues, and now Lewis Brinson, the hitter.
Here's a sound. Might have pinched a finger in there as well as the knob. I don't think he would have shook his hand like that. Changeups in all day.
No swing, says Alan Porter. 1-1. Look out, Freddie Gonzalez.
Nats used to have some good matches with Freddie's Braves back in the day, 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
Tell him to stay inside the ball, hit it up the middle. Let's go.
Yeah, don't hit it over here.
What he can't see is every pitch has been in, fastballs and changeups. I don't know if that's by design or he's just kind of flying open right now. By design.
Yeah, and then when he tries to throw that fastball up and away, they've been able to get to it to foul off and stay alive. So the Marlins doing a good job of staying in some at bats here. When Steven faced them in Miami last week, he threw 39 pitches in 3 innings. Number 36 is coming here in the first. Two and two. Jammed him, and again way out ahead. Brinson, another changeup. 2-2 again. Finally, a ball in play. Anthony Rendon, runner flashes by him. He throws on to Zimmerman. Brinson down the line in a hurry, and after all that, the Marlins get 1 run, and here come the Nats. Field. The Nats are 6th in the league in hitting, 4th in runs, 5th in home runs. And Adam Eaton's back in there leading off tonight in front of Turner, Harper, Rendon. Those guys swinging the bat well, but don't forget about Ryan Zimmerman. Tremendous ownage over his career, 35 long balls, 107 RBIs, 190 games against one opponent. Ryan, 75 hits this year, 36 extra bases. And with Wieters and Defoe in there, it's pretty much the regular lineup against Sandy Alcantara.
A 5th start of the year for Alcantara. 23 years old, 6'4", 170. He was 6-3 with a 3.89 and 19 AAA starts. If you remember his last start against the Nats, 3 runs on 6 hits, but he walked 6. Didn't have control of his fastball that night. Threw 91 pitches in just 4 innings.
Yeah, and they were raving about how good he had been in his first 3 big league starts before that. Had gone 5, 7, and 7, giving up a total of 3 earned runs. And had the bullpen not imploded on him, he could have been 3-0 heading into that national start. So he comes out after sitting around for 20 minutes and goes 3-0 on Adam Eaton, who's 2 for 2 against him. One of the young players they picked up in the deal that sent Marcell Ozuna to St. Louis. They got 4 players in that deal. One of them's their right fielder, Magneuris Sierra. A couple of minor leaguers. "23 years of age, just had a birthday 2.5 weeks ago, and he walks Adam Eaton."
Marlins defense tonight behind Alcantara. Dean, Brinson, Sierra, the outfield. Riddle, Anderson, left side. Rojas, O'Brien, right side. And one of the best catchers in baseball, JT Realmuto, behind the plate.
All-star having a fine year again. So here's Trey on base 23 games in a row. He has an 11-game hitting streak. And he sits at 6th in the league in base hits with 173. By the way, he's also scored runs, at least a run, in 8 straight games. And Trey has scored an even 100 runs on the year, 5th most in the league. Target in, ball ended up low and away.
You and I were looking at it before the game. 156 games played, so that's all of them. He's only not started 4 of them. He's got 636 at-bats. He's 173 for 636.
Swing and a miss as Alcantara buries the 97 for the strikeout. Bryce had a walk and an RBI double yesterday, got him to 99 batted in. And he's still not sure exactly what to do with Alcantara, who walked him 3 times last week. Bryce will drive one out to left center. Adam Eaton heading for third, and if that ball's not cut off by Brinson, Bryce would have had 100 RBIs. He'll slide in with a double, his 65th extra base hit.
I don't know how it didn't. And I'll tell you why. It was tailing away from Brinson. It had some velocity, and on a wet outfield, the ball has a tendency to skip. When it hits, it shoots. But Brinson took a deep route to it. Nice backhand play right in front of the track to keep Eaton from scoring. But when he hit that, I thought that's 100. That's his 100th run driven in. Probably being careful coming around first on a wet track. That's why it was a little closer at second. So there goes a no-hitter. Nice swing by Bryce Harper.
Yeah, now here's Anthony Rendon trying to reach base for the 32nd consecutive game. What a second half he's had. What a great month. Coming into this, and there's a rocket to left. One hops the wall. 2 runs will come in. Rendon puts the Nats on top, and his RBI total is 85.
'42nd double of the year for Tony Two Bags. I'll tell you what, Miguel Rojas was not around second base, so there was nobody there. In the way Dean played this off the wall in a hop, they had a chance at second base, but nobody was standing there. Rojas came out for a double cut, and watch the throw. If someone's at second, that could have been close. Nobody was there. 32-game on-base streak. Unbelievable.
And over his last 20 games now, Anthony Rendon is hitting just under 390. Here's Juan Soto. Juan 0 for 3 with a strikeout, couple of grounders against this guy in that ball game in Miami. What a run Anthony Rendon is on. '65th extra base hit, tied with Harper for the team lead, and they're both in the top 10 in the league.
Seen the league start to elevate on Soto with 2 strikes lately. And you wonder if mental or physical fatigue is a factor right now. It's kind of dropped off a little bit lately, but he was superhuman before that, and that's just baseball.
Time had been given, so it was going to be a 1-2 slider.
The one thing I always used to marvel with Daniel Hitz Murphy was how he stayed engaged on every pitch all season, and how much mental energy and focus that took. And you always wondered, would he wear it down in September, and he never did. Mentally, not physically. And Juan Soto is very similar in the sense that he locks into every pitch too. Not that other guys don't, but some guys just take it to a different level. And when you do that, Carp, over the course of 6 months, or 5 in Juan's case, he hit 14 home runs in the minor leagues. Don't forget that. You wonder if all of a sudden playing that extra month when he kind of missed a year last year is starting to wear on him a little bit, because he does bear down. He doesn't give one pitch up, one at bat up. So maybe the day off helped yesterday. We'll see.
Still only one out here, and Soto will pull it foul. Another hot hitter waiting. Two and two. Not what you would call a shutdown inning by the rookie. Swing and a miss. That was a changeup, about 6 miles an hour slower than his heater. Soto out, 2 down, and Ryan Zimmerman coming in.
Pretty good numbers with 2 outs. Runners in scoring position.
Yeah, Ryan's still well over 300. Last 41 games. 27 RBIs. Rain looks like it's coming down harder. Left side, ball took a nice big hop for JT Riddle. And that's it for the Nats in the bottom of the first. But a walk, a Harper double, and Anthony Rendon. Yeah, what else? A double for him, 2-1. August 30th, a Wednesday night. It was a 0-0 game. Steven Strasburg 409 the opposite way. Third career homer. 2 batters later, Wilmer Defoe would homer, and then Steven took over from there. It was a 4-0 win over Adam Conley and the Marlins. Strasburg 110 pitches, 78 strikes, It was his second career complete game slash shutout. Had done it earlier, of course, a couple of years before that against the Phillies. University of Maryland, University College, with a great moment for Strasburg. Couple of moments with the bat and the shutout. Pours in the fastball, top of the second underway to Austin Dean, the left fielder.
I feel like pours in the fastballs. I mean, you have to.
Am I piling on there?
No, I feel like you need to say that more. I'm looking online right now. Quibdó, Colombia sees 354 inches of rainfall each year and 304 rainy days on average out of the year, and I feel like we're beating them right now.
Look at the snap on that curveball. 1-2. .38 pitches in that long first inning, 26 strikes. So the ratio was good. Marlins were able to foul off a lot of pitches before at-bats came to an end. Pretty good changeup left side, and that's a base hit. Nothing you can do. Anthony Rendon picked it up, and Miami has its second consecutive leadoff single.
All right, here comes the promos. Hold on for your life. Final pumps in the park of the season is presented by Budweiser. Tomorrow, September 25th. Bring your wet dog to the yard. Actually, the weather looks nice tomorrow. Just a 10% chance at game time. Marlins in town, 7:05. Proceeds benefit the Humane Rescue Alliance. You know where to go to get your tickets by now.
Magneuris Sierra shows bunt, takes the fastball up and away. So he now has 48 games in the big league since coming over with Alcantara in that trade. Hitting a .198.
Can fly. Some big hits the last time the Nats faced the Marlins recently down at Marlins Park.
Yeah. Tough guy to double up. Rendon on the grass at third. And Strasburg's changeup stays away. 2-1.
My radar says it isn't raining. Liar, liar, Michael Kadire. Seriously.
And I know you got rid of your Ghost app years ago.
Yeah.
I thought maybe, you know, the Ghost app was messing with your weather app. And
Only when we're in Milwaukee, and I delete them. No, it's got nothing in DC right now.
Okay.
Oh well.
3-1 and 2 on, nobody out. So last inning, single double. This inning, infield hit, walk, and a great chance for Alcantara, who does not have a sacrifice bunt, to move a couple of runners here down by 1. Oh for 8 as a big league hitter. Pops it up, and it's kind of a line drive right back at Strasburg. Dean at second, Sierra at first, staying home, 1 out. Top of the order, JT Riddle.
So when it's a pop-up, I just put the position. I don't put F.
Yeah, I don't either.
Because it's quicker. It just looks weird when you put a 1 in your scorecard.
Yeah.
We didn't do the scorebook tutorial this year.
Yeah, we.
I feel like you do it every night on Twitter, though. But still, it was fun last year when we took people through how to score a game. I really enjoyed that.
We got a good response, and we'll talk about doing that again next year. Some people ask me, what do you do on a line drive? Some people put L8 for for a line drive to center.
Catch it.
I just draw a line under the 8. In this case, the 1 to signify line drive. Not trying to be clever, just habit. And then a little B there for bunt. One ball, one strike. And Strasburg gets one low in the zone. 1-2 to Riddle, who pulled a clean single through the right side first time up.
My new thing this year, and it took me 8 years to figure it out, is I put the pitch they struck out on now. So I say he struck out on a changeup last time.
Cool. Yeah, I like that.
Took me a while to figure that one out. Just 7 years.
Well, I have to admit, every year I usually come up with 1 or 2 things that I hadn't thought of before, and then it goes in the book. And sometimes you toss it out after a while, and sometimes you keep on doing it. That's what I always tell folks about keeping score. You can do it your own way, your own terminology. Nobody else can look at it and understand it.
That's even better.
Yeah.
They can't cheat off you.
Yeah, if only I thought about that in high school with all the guys who were cheating off me.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Swing and a foul, and the count stays 2-2. By the way, no National League games in the Eastern time zone tonight. Some things in the Midwest getting started soon. Pirates at Cubs, big series. Milwaukee at St. Louis. Phillies are in Colorado to precede the Nats at Coors Field. And the Dodgers holding a game-and-a-half lead over the Rockies, who've won 3 in a row. They are at Arizona. Diamondbacks eliminated.
It was conditions like this, maybe even a little worse, that Steven pitched one of his best games of his career. Remember Game 4 against the Cubs at Wrigley?
Yeah.
Drizzly like this, a lot colder.
Strike 3 call. Strikeout number 3. Mercedes-Benz pitch cast.
Maybe raining a little harder too. This is perfectly placed. Obviously right in the box. I think more importantly hit Matt Wieder's glove, and I think it's worth saying again that umpires look for strikes when there's a chance that a game might get rained out.
Here's Miguel Rojas.
What do you got on Angels strike call? I've been checking it out. I think it's classic.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
And that ball gets away. Both runners move up. So that's big. Austin Dean to third and Sierra to second. Ruled a wild pitch.
I think he was crossed up. He turned that glove over so late. I wonder if he was looking for a curveball. He forgot what sign he gave. Usually you'll see a catcher go down earlier than that, turn the glove over earlier than that when he knows a curveball's in the dirt. It's almost like the pitch itself surprised him. Didn't go out there to discuss anything.
Rojas hit one a ton first time. Short hopped the wall in deep left center. Gave the Marlins their only run after the Riddle first inning base hit. 2-0. So Miguel Rojas in his career now hitting close to 320 against the Nats with 11 runs batted in. When they had some of their other big guns still with the ball club, like Ozuna and Yelich and D. Gordon, he was always batting down toward the bottom of the lineup, 7th or 8th. Getting a chance to show what he can do. And that curveball stays up and in, 3-0. look out, because Real Muto is the on-deck hitter. And how close was this?
He doesn't like the mound. I'm watching him after every pitch. He's looking at his cleats. He's going back and cleaning his cleats, and there's something going on with maybe the landing area. But every single pitch, he's checking out his cleats and cleaning them.
Fastball misses. Bases loaded. Second walk of the inning.
Asking Angel where that was. Both arms out to the side. He thought that was a strike. Maybe Matt Wieters popping up blocked off Angel, and that's why they didn't get the call.
Possibility. And with the bases loaded and 2 outs, Derek Lilliquist on his way to the mound. What a summer. Right into the fall. This weather has been unbelievable. So first inning, 38 pitches, 22 more here. And he struck out JT swinging first time up.
It's where you've seen Real Muto in the past try to use the whole field. RBI situations, he likes to hit the ball to right.
That career high 73 batted in this year. Well, the bases are loaded and 2 outs. Can Steven Strasburg come up with something here to end the at-bat and the inning? He's gone to 0-2 against one of the better hitters, as I mentioned, against right-handed pitchers. So Austin Dean's at third, and then the next 2 guys walk. Sierra at second, Rojas at first. 2-1 Nats, top of the second. Oh, what a slight piece that was. Freezing the right-handed batter. Strasburg 4 strikeouts in 2 innings. Perfect cutting action.
Off the mound, there was a few pitches that he didn't agree with the calls with. That was a nice slider for strike 3. There's Angel's strike call. Looks like he's gonna like use the horn on a semi truck with his strike call. And then Strasburg and Angel, a friendly conversation. He's smiling, very professional, trying to work the zone a little bit. I think the 3-0 pitch to Miguel Rojas was the one in question, maybe one earlier in the count. So friendly conversation. Angel's a nice guy, by the way, one of the nicest you'll meet. You know, he gets a lot of criticism at times, but the person, I guess if you're on his good side, he's super nice. And if you see him off the field, he's super nice too. I like him.
Bottom of the second, here's Matt Wieters. .231 from the left side of the plate. Alcantara, by the way, first inning, 21 pitches, 14 strikes. A leadoff walk hurt him. Eaton scored, so did Harper when Anthony Rendon doubled after Bryce's two-bagger. So it's Wieters, Defoe, Strasburg here, bottom of the second. So he had the lead last inning and came right out and walked Adam Eaton. And he walks another leadoff man. Well, good start tonight. Could happen the day after the Nats win and score 7 runs or more. Get 50% off regular menu price online orders at papajohns.com. Promo code NATS50. Enjoy the quality pizza you've come to expect from your locally owned and operated Papa John's. Here's Wilmer Defoe hitting .299 at Nationals Park. In the air to right. Sierra cruising, 1 out. Strasburg has 6 sacrifice bunts on the year. We'll see if he's trying to get Wieters to second with 1 out. Each pitcher 0 for 1 against the other coming into the game. On the grass at third, Brian Anderson. Peter O'Brien ready to charge from first. Playing in front of Matt Wieters. Great bunt. Unassisted play by O'Brien. 2 down. Wieters to second for Adam Eaton.
All right, when's this? Wait, it's got to be the next couple of days. Nats and Howard University have teamed up for Howard Day at the Ballpark, September 25th. The purchase of a special ticket. Get a co-branded Howard and Nationals Era cap and watch the Nats play the Marlins 25th. That's tomorrow. All right, visit nationals.com for tickets. When you're in baseball world, you don't know dates. You don't know what day of the week it is. You just know the game starts at 7.
Adam Eaton, a base on balls and a run scored first time. He's driven in 30 runs this year. And in 4 at-bats against Alcantara, he hasn't been retired yet. 2 hits, 2 walks.
You know I love mascots, right? Did you see the Flyers' new mascot today, Gritty?
That's his name, Gritty?
Gritty, you got to check it out. I mean, this thing doesn't have kids running for the parking lot. Google Flyers' new mascot. Trust me.
I just, after the Broad Street Bullies and that whole bunch, it's hard for me to picture this guy at a Flyers game.
It is scary. Oh my goodness. I've been looking at it all day and I can't stop. It's like one of those things. It's not creepy like Mr. Met, it's just scary.
And Adam Eaton back to the screen. Pokes one over to the left side. Anderson got a short hop. And Adam Eaton's going to take an interesting swing to get a knock here with 2 outs.
Yeah, I gave that a hit already. Don't even think about it. Just put it on the board. Put it in play. Good things happen with 2 strikes. In between hop. Adam Eaton trying to hit 300. Average started at 294 today, so I'll let you know. Yeah, it's a hit. There it is.
In honor of our old buddy,
yeah,
Hawk Harrelson, who retired, put it on the board.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a base hit. Now he's talking about runs, but we're talking about a hit.
That's his home run call.
Yeah. Wish Hawk all the best in his retirement. Colorful character as a player. And I tell you, man, when he was playing for the Red Sox, he could hit. He could flat out hit for power. Ken Harrelson.
Such a homer. I can't stand broadcasters that are homers. He's the best. We love Hawk. And hopefully we can all do it as long as he did and as well as he did.
I'll be back with you in a moment after I recover from my stunned silence. Over 100,000 jobs since 2015. Maryland is open for business. Be part of the action at open.maryland.gov. World War II Memorial, Washington Monument, the Capitol. They are not that close together in case you're thinking about making a stroll.
We drove around there today. We did one of those drive around things, you and I together today.
Oh, man.
It was fun. I had a good time.
Yeah, I know you've gotten good reviews on those things. And out of desperation, they asked FP to put me in the car with them today, and we had a blast.
Runs driven in. Did one with Adam Eaton, Ryan Zimmerman, Sean Doolittle.
Our director, Chuck Whitlock, just said seatbelts. Which is an interesting question, because one of us left the parking lot with the chimes going off who had forgotten to fasten his seatbelt. Strasburg comes forward to throw out Peter O'Brien.
I did one with Matt Adams get left on the cutting room floor.
Oh. Achieving more brought to you by AT&T. So last 5 starts for Steven. The results good. The ERA good. Opponent's batting average low. Keeping it in the yard. Strikeouts good. Pitches per inning took a little bit of a beating tonight with the first 2 innings, but you keep it around 15 or 16 these days. That's a pretty good pace for a starting pitcher. Brian Anderson hit by a pitch. High fly ball to right. Adam Eaton. Zabris coming in from that right field corner right down the Anacostia. So it had him moving in for it. 2 quick outs.
All right, so you enjoy Miller Lite. Look forward to the whole true moment later in the ball game.
Lewis Brinson long at bat before he bounced out to Rendon, ending that long first inning.
I think the center fielder is going to be in the hold true moment. I'm making that call right now.
Ooh. Yeah, we want to see Bryce get to the century mark.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it.
Well, if not for a really good play by the guy in the batter's box, he would have had it in the first inning. On a slicing line drive double to left center that Brinson was able to use his speed on to cut off. Now Strasburg 0-2. He could use a quick inning. Bryce will lead off in the bottom of the third. Challenge heater. More fastballs after that first inning by Steven. Brinson 1 for 6 career against him. Now to 3-2.
.37 fastballs so far for Strasburg out of his 72 pitches.
Brinson from Milwaukee, part of the Christian Yelich deal, and he pulls one foul. As recently as the start of last year, was considered Milwaukee's top prospect. They had gotten him in a trade with Texas involving Jonathan Lucroy. Hot shot. Was that a redirect by Strasburg? Picked up by Defoe. Inning over either way on a ball hard hit. Here's our Wells Fargo a look ahead. And there he is, Bryce Harper. 99 runs, 99 RBIs. So 99 on the wall. He could hit one out and knock them both down.
5+ games to play with StatCast. StatCast AI powered by AWS. Coors Field, it's fun to see how far they go. I can't wait to break StatCast at Coors Field. We'll show you a couple of doubles. Tony Two Bags with number 42 on the year. Bryce Harper with a sweet swing to left center field. And here we go.
Harper, Rendon, and Soto.
Tough to leave the yard tonight.
Yeah.
Wind's blowing in, cool night, rainy.
So Trey Turner has scored 100 runs, and Bryce right behind him at 99 after scoring on the Rendon double.
Wind blowing straight in from right, but the scoreboard can protect that sometimes if you hit it low.
That's a bouncer to Miguel Rojas. First out, bottom of the third. So what's Anthony Rendon got in store now? This year, after 81 games, Anthony Rendon had 35 RBIs. Tonight is game number 157, and he has 85 RBIs. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons, league leaders. So against their own division, Anthony Rendon is wearing out the East. Only Mookie Betts in the AL East better. Yeah, Freddie Freeman's got to be on that list.
It's a good list.
Yep.
Because they're making adjustments to you, you're making adjustments to them. They feel like they got the book on you, and you're still getting hits. Sometimes they know where to stand on defense. You're still getting your hits. I think that's impressive, especially in the NL East, which has the best pitching, I think, in the National League. When you got to face Foltynewicz, DeGrom, Syndergaard, Nola. Some good pitching in this division, so that's impressive.
Rendon extends and stays alive on a 2-2.
You play a team 19 times. They know everything about you, and you're still getting hits. That speaks to how good this guy is. I don't even know what the book on Anthony would be. He can hit everything. If you bust him in, he'll turn on you. You throw it away, he'll hit it to right center. You throw him soft, he stays back.
Yeah, nobody really shifts on him. That ball blooped into short right, and Rojas has it. 2 down. Juan Soto.
It'll be interesting to find out is how many guys, or who has the least amount of shifts against them as a hitter.
Yeah, that's intriguing.
Because I think
Rendon would have to be on that list, you would think.
Juan Soto too. They're playing him straight up. I haven't seen any shifts on him. He hits the ball all over. Who has the least amount of infield shifts?
Freddie Freeman could be on that list. He goes the other way so well.
He goes the other way in the air.
In the air, though, you're right.
Yeah, I would shift on him on the ground. He's a hooker on the ground. I'm trying to think. But that's the goal right now. With if you're a left-handed hitter, 3 guys on the one side, and do something like that.
Aha! Soto the other way. He's going to round first base big. And after about a third of the way to second, retreating, and Juan's got a base hit. He's been on base now 24 of his last 28 ball games.
This is why they don't shift on Juan Soto. Watch. Let the ball get deep. Go the other way. Man, that bat's in the strike zone for a long time, isn't it? The water coming up off the baseball. Look at that. Oh, my goodness.
Ryan Zimmerman, ground ball to short first time. Hit it fairly well, but you might remember It came up and gave JT Riddle a nice belt high room service hop. And that was the last out in the long first inning for Alcantara. Up in the zone, counts even, 1-1. Ryan Zimmerman about to wrap up his 13th full season as a Nat. We just wish he could have been on the field 13 full seasons. The numbers would be unbelievable. But he has really battled back and had a fine second half of the season. Probably going to end up over 50 RBIs, 14, 15, 16 home runs. We'll see. It's at 13 right now and 49. Sometime early next year, flirting with 1,000 runs batted in.
Still hits the ball as hard as anyone.
Boy, does he.
Got some good years ahead of him.
Oh, that's way inside.
Almost jinxed him.
Yeah, don't say that again.
Sorry. Look out.
Ryan has a birthday in 4 days. He'll be 34. Still can't get over the shock I felt 4 years ago when we realized our Ryan had turned 30. He's aboard. 2 on, 2 out, and Matt Wieters the hitter. Third walk issued by Alcantara. And Matt was number 2 leading off last inning.
My app still says it's not raining. Dude, these guys have chiefed it out.
Yeah.
Big time. That game yesterday, they slopped through. The field looked good, but you saw Ryan slip on a strikeout late. You saw Michael A. Taylor slipping out of the box.
Yeah.
I talked about it on the post-game show with Dan. There's a big part of you as a player right now that you want to win. You're a competitor. You want to get your hits, but you also don't want to take an injury into the offseason. So understandably, when you're eliminated, there's a little bit of self-preservation going on here. You know, you don't take the hard turnaround first. You know, you don't lunge for the bag at first, even though the grounds crew's doing a nice job of keeping it dry between innings. It's starting to cake up a little bit, but you got 5+ games left, and you don't want to get hurt.
My phone as well says it's not raining right now. 1-1.
Throne of lies.
It's a web of deceit.
Don't believe the internet.
Diving down and in, wicked curveball by the rookie and Matt Wieters. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 on, 2 out. Bottom of the third, the Nats 2-4-0. The Marlins 1-3-0. They've left 5 base runners already, and the Nats to this point have stranded 3. Two.
He's going for the rosin. Alcantara trying to keep his arm dry because all the drizzle's kind of building up.
That ball bounces in. 3-2. And with a wet track out there, that's a big head start for the runners, Soto and Zimmerman. Coming. Warmer's on deck. Fly ball to right field, his first time. Ballpark falls silent. 3-2 pitch. Maybe not. Back in there is Soto. JT Riddle tried to create some daylight. And Wieters takes a walk, and that's 4 by Alcantara. He had some control issues against the Nats last week. He had 2 quick outs to start this inning. And now it's down to Wilmer Defoe. Juan Nieves, their pitching coach.
Well, this is where last time up, Wilmer swung at the first pitch after a walk. Ryan Zimmerman walked, Matt Wieters walked. So as a hitter, hey, it's okay to swing at the first pitch, but it's got to be a bullet somewhere and it's got to be a hit. So meaning I'm keyholing right here, making him throw it through a keyhole. 1 pitch, 1 spot. Otherwise, let him hang himself. You know, he's struggling right now. The pressure's on the 23-year-old on the mound, not you. So you take all that into account, and you got a nice trip to the mound to slow the game down for yourself to think about all that stuff, because sometimes in these situations it moves fast.
Ball 1.
Not necessarily I'm taking all the way, but hey, on a tee, fastball, you know, be real specific, mid-thigh high, middle in, I'm going to turn and burn. Anything other than that, I'm taking. Make him throw strikes. There you go.
Aha, 2-0. All this happened with 2 outs, started by a Soto single between Anderson and the third base bag. And to the right side, Alcantara covering. Got the throw from O'Brien. Now the Nats have stranded 6 runners in 3 innings, but they're on top 2-1. Brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4 Toyota. What drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. Rainy night in D.C. 3 innings in the scorebook. Another inning and a half to get this thing to an official ball game. Strasburg will face the bottom 3 for the Marlins.
All right, now it's time for Built for Baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. Check out the night that Steven's having. 4 punch outs so far, just 1 run on 3 hits over 3. Kind of a wet track. He's dealt with a slippery mound at times, but he's done a nice job of controlling what he can control and even working Angel Hernandez a little bit on the way back to the dugout. So 74 pitches, 45 strikes.
Austin Dean, infield hit first time. Got their second inning started.
Nats only have 4 mound visits left, by the way. How about that? Have we even talked about that all year? And has it really sped up baseball as we approach the finish line? Has that been just a crazy success? Do you like it? Has it mattered? What do you think?
My answers would be maybe and no. I kind of like it, but it really hasn't mattered in any ball games that we could see. But, you know, we never know how many trips might have been made that haven't been made, and that's a good thing.
Has anybody
if it has cut down the trips?
Has anybody run out? Has that happened?
Not that I know of.
So you lower it to 4 next year. Since I don't think anybody ran out. I remember in West Palm Beach, we were going over it like, this is, hey, if we got on a conference call. If you even come to the grass from shortstop, it's a mound visit. And they were going over it. And I'm thinking, wow, this is a big deal. Maybe it sped it up a little bit, but I haven't really seen a difference.
Third walk by Strasburg now. There's a lot of talk, of course, the last couple of years about speeding up the game and the time of games. I'd like to see a breakout of time of game, average time of game through the end of August, and then average time of game in September to see how much of an effect the expanded rosters have on times of game.
I love all the new rules, and you know, maybe it's sterilized the game a little bit, but we've seen healthier players because of the double play, and we haven't seen catchers concussed or blowing out knees.
That's a line drive, and Wilmer, he might have thought that was hit a little harder than it was, and he got up there and seemed to hang in the air for a while. Well played. He's got some hops. We've seen it.
He added another gear here, right? Jumped, and then a little higher. Nice play.
Nice. There's Alcantara, who didn't help himself by failing to move 2 runners ahead with nobody out 2 innings ago. He hit a line drive bunt right back to Strasburg, caught on the fly for the first out. There was another walk in the inning, but Steven kept the Marlins off the board there. Squares again. Takes it, a strike, 1-1.
And I understand all the new rules, and you just don't want to be the grouchy guy up here that hates the way the game's going. I think it's in great shape. The one thing I would change is September call-ups, because you play the game one way for 5 months, and then in a pennant race, you have a whole different baseball game with the way it's managed with 15, 16 guys in a bullpen. The Phillies called up all 40 on their 40-man. That's just not the way it's played for 5 months. And then now you're deciding outcomes of really important games with a different game, and something, you know, like an active roster on a given day, whether it's 27 guys or, you know, you can rotate the roster. The guys are still up in the dugout that get called up. They still get paid, but they just can't participate in that game that night. And maybe you come in the clubhouse and you look and you're in the lineup, or you're on the roster on Tuesday, but you're not on the roster on Wednesday. You could still manipulate your bullpen. I understand all the ramifications of that, but the game has to be played the same way in September that it's played the first 5 months.
Absolutely agree. And You Caps fans know all about the scratch system where guys get scratched for certain games and a certain number of players are eligible. Whatever number that is, under 30, 28, is that the number? Is it 27? They got to do something about it. It's talked about every year and nothing ever changes.
You don't want to take away a kid's opportunity that had a tremendous minor league season and not get called up and to experience that. But there's a lot you can learn without playing, just being around it for a month. So you don't want to penalize guys, but.
And I think one of the big things for the young guys and for the Players Association is what you talked about. They still get paid that prorated big league salary. They get their service time, which pays off down the road for benefits and pension. And to me, it's a win-win. And I hope our wonderful new commissioner and his staff do something about it, because some of the September games have been rough, awfully rough.
And if you want kids to love baseball, it's hard to get them to fall in love with a 4-hour and 30-minute 9-inning game with 18 pitching changes. It is.
4 hours and 14 minutes yesterday, right here.
There's no place you'd rather be if you're involved in the game itself or you're broadcasting it. But if you're a young fan and you're used to stuff happening quick and you want to get young fans to fall in love with baseball, they're not falling in love with it in the month of September.
One ball, one strike to JT Riddle. He has singled and struck out looking. Runner on the move, swing and a miss. Wieters, and that one goes into center field. That's only the second error Matt Wieters has committed all year. And for a moment, as it took Bryce a while to get there, there were some couple of shouts from the third base dugout. I think some of them wanted to see Dean keep going.
Well, he didn't slow down. We told you Austin Dean plays hard. He popped right up, so that's good base running. Right here, he's rounding third. And with a wet ball, that wouldn't have been the worst decision from Freddie Gonzalez to send him there.
So the man who walked to lead off now at third with 2 down. The count is 1-2 to JT Riddle.
Steven wants a ball. He can't get one. There we go.
Ball bounces, and Wieters is able to keep it close. So here we are in the top of the 4th inning, and JT Riddle getting the Marlins started their 3rd time around the order. If you would kind of look and see what's happened in this game without looking at the scoreboard, you would probably think it would be a lot higher than 2-1. Strasburg's done some damage control. Alcantara has pitched around 4 walks. And he walks.
He wants the rake out here for Strasburg. Angel Hernandez taking charge. He might have seen a slip or something or a look from Steven, and he wants the rake and some diamond dry out on the mound right now. Bryce knows how to work a rake. We saw that in Philly. He did. These guys are the hardest working grounds crew in baseball. I'll tell you what. They're out there every inning. They're trying to get these games in. They have 2 more games after tonight, and they can have a few beers.
Those guys, they need about a week just to get in the hammock and pass out.
Yeah, I mean, it would be really nice of the Nats to buy them like a 2-hour massage somewhere. Just gift certificates at.
Yeah, now they're having trouble getting some of the clay out of the tub to reinforce that landing area. We're in the top of the 4th inning. It's a 2-1 game. As long as the Nats have the lead, 4.5 innings would make this an official ball game. Austin Williams is up.
I don't think you're going to extend Steven too much further as he approaches 100 pitches in 4 innings, and the mound seems to be affecting him.
Yeah, and he tested the landing area there before he actually threw a pitch and landed. All right, he gave the okay. Well done, gentlemen. Miguel Rojas is the hitter. He has doubled and driven in a run. He has walked. And for the umpteenth time, Strasburg back there trying to keep his spikes clear. They'll replace that spikes cleaner every couple of innings. I could just hear my old friend from St. Louis, the mad Hungarian Al Rabaski, who once said, since 1968, that's the only thing they've done for pitchers in Major League Baseball, and that's give them something to clean off their spikes. That's a year after the 68 season when they lowered the mound when pitchers were so dominant. So well outside to Rojas, who has walked.
Is there a tongue depressor back there? I mean, he's been doing this after every pitch. And Sandy Alcantara back there a few times, but you feel like Steven's cleats aren't as good as Alcantara's. Or maybe just different landing areas.
One-0. Now here comes the tongue depressor. I don't know if that worked. Jamming the right-handed batter into another foul ball over there. Counts 1-2. It's got to mess with your concentration big time. Well, Austin Dean walked to lead off the inning, and after a couple of outs, he stole second, went to third on the throwing error, and then JT Riddle walked.
Has anybody ever wore 2 oven mitts? Have we ever seen that?
I don't remember seeing that.
That would be awesome. If you're warm, you got on, you just started clapping. It was real loud, and you just got in the pitcher's head with both your oven mitts, just making tons of noise. I would imagine it'd be pretty loud, right?
I don't know how you'd ever hang on a bag. 98 pitches now. And Wieters. Oh, how did Riddle get back? He must have done a little bounce or a swim move because the ball beat him to the bag on match throw.
Ryan's not arguing. He missed him just by his reaction, his body language. Watch this slide. Put on the brakes, fly right by. Got his hand in there. I don't think he got him. Ryan would have ran in the dugout. I know his body language. Oh, he might have got him on the hip. No? No, he would have jogged right in the dugout and said we got him. He didn't. I said he's safe. You could read Chip Hale's lips. Pretty good slide by Riddle here. Watch this. Take the arm away. Oh, that might have been. I think his hand was on the bag when he tagged him.
2-2 the count to Rojas. Fly ball to right. Defoe out. He's going to cover it, and that is it for the top of the 4th inning. It is a rough night, and nothing's coming easy for anybody right now. Teddy's garage sale today. Look at the items. Bobbleheads to choose from. And by the way, George's magic number is 1 to win everything, and Teddy clinches it for George. Thomas Jefferson, 3 wins behind George, cannot catch him. So I think number 1 was in cahoots with Teddy right there.
How come they didn't have an old TV? Don't you always see an old TV at a garage sale?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Strollers are big.
Steven Strasburg's done after 4 now, as Andrew Stevenson will hit for him. Strasburg battling his way through 100 pitches tonight, 59 strikes. Justin Miller will take over. Only 1 run on only 3 hits given up during that quagmire out there.
An old couch. You usually see an old couch. Board games that nobody plays anymore. Puzzles with pieces missing.
Well, Stevenson's been great lately, swinging the bat as a pinch hitter. Has a couple of hits on this homestand. 7 for 31 on the year with a homer, 7 RBIs as a pinch batter.
Casserole dishes. Hey, he's taking advantage of limited opportunity. 1 at bat a night, and he usually makes something happen. It's been impressive for a young player. Impressive for anybody, really, even veteran guys. He can really run, too. We talk about Defoe being fast, obviously Trey Turner and Victor Robles, but Andrew Stevenson, sneaky fast.
2-2. High fly ball. And Dean grabs it for the first out, bottom of the fourth.
Decent swing. All right, thanks, Nats fans, and appreciation for all you've done. Come out to the ballpark. Just a couple more games against the Marlins. 7:05 tomorrow night, 4 o'clock on Wednesday. Win some great prizes, as we say. Thanks to the best fans in baseball. Get your tickets at nationals.com. It's another good at-bat by Andrew.
Yeah. Adam Eaton's had a couple. Walk, run, single. So that base hit got him to 296. Way out ahead of one that he just hammers off the facing of the second deck over there. And Adam Eaton's on base percentage, which has really been up all season long. Right around 387 right now. And he'll take the walk. He's on for the third time. 5 walks by Alcantara. Eaton twice. Let's go inside the numbers presented by PNC Bank. Make today the day. So 100 runs and 40+ steals in a single season, of course. Tim Raines did it 4 times for the Expos, 3 years in a row, and then 87. Trey doing it this year. He's 0 for 2 tonight and trying to get on base for the 23rd consecutive game. As well, trying to keep an 11-game hitting streak alive. That will do both. And rounding second, heading for third, Adam Eaton. Bob Henley's going to raise both arms and stop him. Second and third. And Bryce has a great opportunity for 100 RBIs, but are they going to pitch to him?
Well, there's the on-base streak continued by Trey Turner. Beautiful swing, double right down the line. Adam Eaton treading lightly on a wet track. Nice play by Dean to get over there and cut that ball off and keep it just second and third. And here we go. All right.
Well, Bryce is in the box. Don Mattingly has not held up 4 fingers. Maybe he wants to see what his young pitcher can do against this guy.
I've talked to Don about this in the past. I think there was a time when he didn't walk Daniel Murphy early in the game. He thinks early on you pitch to people.
Harper, high fly ball left field. Dean is there. Eaton will score easily. And for the first time in his career, Bryce Harper drives in 100 runs.
Adam Eaton going over and giving him a hug before he goes back to the dugout. They all knew, trying to do it for him.
That's where the big boys live.
Yeah,
triple-digit RBIs.
That's so cool, man. First time in his career, 100 driven in.
Turner's at second, 2 outs. Anthony Rendon, the hitter. Man, that ball a mile high. That thing's down the line, flirting with the pole. See you later. It seemed to be as high as it went far. And that's number 23 for Rendon, who has 4 RBIs tonight. Look out, Bryce. He's right behind you. 87 driven in now.
I mean, that took forever. And you were wondering because it was so high, was it getting out of here? A helium ball. I mean, it was like a hot air balloon. It just stayed in the air. The wind kind of blowing from right field to left field. I don't know if it helped it. He just said, how did that go out? We're thinking the same thing, Anthony. It looked like a well-struck fly ball to deep left field. Did not think this was a homer off the bat. Might have been higher than Juan Soto's home run in Yankee Stadium, but it made it easily, what, 3-4 rows back?
Yeah.
Had to be wind-blown a little bit.
5-1 Nationals. Now Soto trying to tee off out there. See you later. Number 21 for the rookie.
I don't know if there's a shift in the wind. That big American flag in left center by the Masson set looks like it's kind of blowing out to left center. A little bit from right to left, but if you watch it, it starts to blow toward the garage a little bit. That ball was struck by Juan Soto, though. I don't think that had anything to do with the wind. Anthony Rendon's maybe. That one, no shot. 108 miles an hour, 400 feet, home run number 21 for Juan Soto. And how'd that day off do him? 2 hits, a home run.
Yeah, 2 opposite field hits. So just like that, it's a 4 spot for the Nats and a 6-1 4th inning lead.
You see the way the rain's blowing, Carp, past the foul pole and left? I think that had something to do with Tony's. This one was low, though. My goodness, that's a sweet swing. Look at the balance, the legs, the bat in the strike zone forever. We got to telestrate that in a minute. And then the carry on the ball, the backspin created. Yeah, I don't think that was high enough to have the wind affect it. That was just blistered out of here for home run number 21.
Wow. Such a classic swing when you see the side view. Ryan Zimmerman ground ball to short and a walk.
So
and now
good.
Alcantara has him 0-2.
It was a Juan Solo.
Strike 3 call. It's it for the Nats in the 4th. So Justin Miller's about to take over and become the pitcher of record as the Nats go out to a 5-run lead. Bryce number 100, and then Rendon's 24th home run and Soto's 21st. What an inning for fly balls. And the Nats with a quattro on the board. And now it's a 5-run lead.
Tony Two Bags with 4 bags, number 23. And Juan Soto's swing. Check this out. Watch how long his bat's in the strike zone. Stop it right when his barrel gets there. Let's stop it right there. Now we're going to watch this thing track through the zone. Guys that barrel up baseballs keep their bat in the zone longer than most. Watch the barrel and how long it's in the strike zone and parallel to the baseball, just kind of flat right to the ball. And check out the L on the back leg. The head is perfectly still. I mean, that's just a beautiful swing. I mean, you can sit there and teach that to any kid, anywhere. Swing like Juan Soto. I don't know how much of that you can teach, but it doesn't get much better than that from a technical standpoint. That was gorgeous.
100% fiber optic network, 100% phenomenal, 100% Juan Soto. Visit getfios.com. Fantastic. Here's JT Realmuto, top of the 5th inning. And now that the Nats have a big lead, just get some outs here, make this an official ball game. 3 outs from now. Justin Miller gets the call. And sometimes you get a little lucky, and he's now the pitcher of record. 31-year-old right-hander, 50th appearance, 58 strikeouts in 50 innings. Up the middle, he's going to knock it down. That ball was slow, and then it falls out of the glove of Mark Reynolds, who just took over at first base. So Reynolds on a double switch is batting 9th, and the ball just popped out of his mitt.
I actually took my eye off it to mark it on my scorecard. Maybe he saw Realmuto come and heard footsteps and took a peek, which is understandable. He saw Justin kind of throw that one in an odd fashion to him. E3 or E1? What did they score that?
Still waiting. Odd night. The Nats hardly ever make an error to begin with. Only 59 all year, a big league low. And they've made 2 tonight on the throw by Wieters in that play.
Bent his mask.
I'm seeing E3 now.
All right, new mask. Matt Wieters actually auctioned off his gear in that Nats auction they had for Doug Harris.
Yeah, that was cool when he presented that to one of our fans this afternoon.
Yeah, before the game, the fan had it. We said, you got to wear it. Put it on. He wouldn't put it on. Then Bob said, on cue, well, you got to be Matt Wieters for Halloween then.
Front door in the breaking ball. It stays inside 1-1.
Catcher would be a good costume for Halloween.
Said one who's already done that.
But a zombie catcher, though. You can't just be a cat. I mean, you got to gore it up a little bit, I think.
Well, that ball's down the left field line. Realmuto heading for third with the play right in front of him. And a good play by Soto. He got it in. One hop to Defoe, and that keeps the double play in order as he held O'Brien at first base.
Yeah, nice play. Wet ball, too. Going to the line, ball kind of play a little bit faster on the wet stuff, and Soto with a good throw. Put the double play in order. Three outs are big right here. It's an official game. Although you never see that anymore, where they just say, okay, 5's good enough.
Yeah.
You just don't know how much more rain this field can take.
Yeah, they had it covered. They had the blowers going underneath it to at least get some kind of air circulating, but that doesn't dry it out like when it's totally open air. So Brian Anderson, the hitter, he's been hit by a pitch and hit a fly ball to right. Nats will gladly trade a ground ball right to somebody for a run here. 1-1 pitch. Good heater.
Close.
Yeah, pretty good job of stopping his hands by the rookie Anderson.
Pitch was close.
2-2. There's Javi Guerra. Alcantara's thrown 84 pitches in 4 innings. That's well hit to center. One hopper to Harper. Marlins on the board. It's a 6-2 game with an unearned run.
Short swing right there with 2 strikes, right back up the middle.
And for the rookie, his 61st RBI. Lewis Brinson next. It's Anderson's 2nd hit in 4 at-bats against Justin Miller. Brinson will face him for the first time. Now Matt Grace is up. One on the slider. Couple of ground balls by Lewis. One to Rendon. One to Defoe. Swinging from the heel. Strike 2. Big cut. High fastball for the strikeout, up in the zone, and the first out here in the 5th inning. Mercedes-Benz pitch cast.
Might have been thinking about the slider. Couldn't pull the trigger. You could tell just by the way he took that he might have been sitting soft, dangerous with 2 strikes, or at least thinking about it.
Next up, Austin Dean.
Austin played 2nd in high school, where he was drafted in the 4th round. Marlins wanted to put him in the outfield to see his power potential, not have to think about playing the infield.
Whoa, you could hear that one going by.
Matt Wieters going to the dugout again. He's having a tough equipment inning. I think he needs a new glove now. We're dealing with some serious stuff. First the mask. Or maybe he just feels like going into the clubhouse. No, he's getting another glove.
Spencer Keyboom helping out there.
Hey, somebody down there get the chest protector ready. He's gone through a mask and a glove this inning. And that's what you get for auctioning off your gear. I mean, it was for a good cause, but the guy that's got Matt Wieters' good gear is making out like a bandit today.
3-0 here. And now the bases are loaded. Fifth walk issued by the Nats tonight. And Magneuris Sierra hit a line drive that Wilmer Difo had to elevate to catch last time up. That's where warming up Matt Grace, and that was in anticipation of maybe the number 9 spot getting up in this inning. Either Derek Dietrich or Rafael Ortega. And it's Ortega who steps out. Those are their 2 left-handed bats. Swing and a miss. 0-2 as Miller just plays hardball there.
Almost like he's had enough. Here we go. Let's do this.
Yeah, he's had enough with that guy. 2 down.
All fastballs. All right, Washington area Toyota dealers help children and their families by making a $44 donation to the Children's Inn at NIH for every strikeout by a Nats pitcher this season. K's for kids, that was a big one. Trying to keep it 6-2 and make this game official.
So Ortega will hit for Alcantara, who gave up 6 runs on 7 hits through 4 innings. Struck out 3, walked 5, gave up 2 home runs. And Ortega takes it low. '27-year-old outfielder from El Tigre, Venezuela. Good run on that fastball. Wilmer Difo has it, and Miller puts an end to the top of the 5th inning. So the Marlins have to settle for 1 unearned run, and the Nats still lead 6-2. Well, let's summarize things here. Anthony Rendon, another big night. 2-run double first inning, 2-run homer fourth inning. Hey, it's a night when a ball could find a gap and there could be a triple. Just saying for later. Bryce Harper makes it to 100 RBIs with a sac fly to left last inning. And Trey Turner gets a hitting streak and an on-base streak with his double. Time for a Jiffy Lube pitching change. Choose a winning team for your vehicle. Jiffy Lube for value and convenience. JiffyLubeDC.com. Javi Guerra.
Yeah, fastball low to mid 90s, sharp slider in the mid to upper 70s. The 80s actually, curveball in the 70s. He'll cut the fastball, got a change up too.
.32-year-old veteran, debuted with the Dodgers 7 years ago.
Used to be the closer for the Dodgers for a time in 2011.
Yeah, he had 21 saves that first year. So it's Matt Wieters, Wilmer Difo, and Mark Reynolds here, bottom of the fifth. Official ball game. That's the good news. Better news. The Nats are on top 6-2. Foul ball finding its way up to section 308, where I have 2 partial season tickets and nobody's sitting in that section.
Uh-oh, it's just sitting there.
308, guys. Upstairs 2-2. High in the air to left off the bat of Wieters. This ball carrying. See you later. We are seeing high flying monster shots to left field. And the Nats lead 7-2. For Matt, that's number 8.
Get it up in the wind. It kind of makes sense when you look at the radar and which way everything's coming from. Usually the storms come from west to east. Tonight they're coming from the south and the east, moving to the north and the west, and the ball is flying out to left field all of a sudden.
Wilmer Difo out to right center. And that's caught by Brinson, 1 out. And we'll see the first at bat for Mark Reynolds.
358 feet, that felt good.
Yeah, Matt has 2 homers in the last 3 games. Had that 3-run shot against the Mets on Saturday.
Yeah, his gear's not working, but his bat is.
Yeah, he's not auctioning that off.
Right.
Mark Reynolds 1 for 3 career against Javi Guerra.
I don't ever remember a time in 8 years here that I've seen wind-blown home runs to left field at Nats Park. Usually it blows right down half street, if anything. You see the humidity home runs when it's 96, they carry that way, but never just a high fly ball that just drifts with the wind. Anthony Rendon's launch angle was 48 degrees.
Wow.
I think Juan Soto's home run in New York was right around there too. Remember the one he hit up and out of Yankee Stadium?
Yeah.
Caught the wind and blew out.
Brett Gardner thought he was going to catch it.
Yeah, and it just kept drifting. Rendon's reminded me of that tonight.
1 ball, 2 strikes. It remains. Close, and he took it 2-2. Swing and a miss, 2 down.
All right, 2019 Nats Plus memberships are on sale right now. Check out Juan Soto's swing. Look how long his swing stays in the zone on this promo. Enjoy the best member benefits in all of the big leagues and guarantee access to potential postseason games for 2019 while saving money on single game ticket prices. Go to nationals.com for more information. Become a Nats Plus member right now. Yeah, Juan Soto's was 45 on the launch angle, 45 degrees. So Tony's tonight higher than that.
Wow.
And it must be in the air because Cole Hamels hit a 437-foot home run at Wrigley Field tonight, straightaway center. Only his 2nd career home run.
Wow.
The only run the Cubs have scored so far.
Yeah, how about that? Pirates got 2 in the first. Milwaukee and St. Louis tied 1-1, 4th inning, and that crucial series getting underway. Adam Eaton has walked twice and scored, and a base hit in between. 0 for 1 career against Javi Guerra. And a pitch down, got him. That's it for the Nats. But to lead off the inning, Matt Wieters opposite field on a ball that stayed in the air forever. He was checking it out. I don't think off the bat he thought it was gone, but it was. 7-2 Nats.
It's time for Lexus Home Run for Kids. Washington, D.C. Lexus dealers donate $250 to the Children's National Health System for the first 200 homers hit by the Nats this year. Where are we at, Carp, on homers? Lexus, experience amazing.
The Nationals are at 187.
Ooh.
By the way, the Marlins now have given up 190. That's the 2nd highest in the league to Cincinnati. So we go top 6. Matt Grace is in there, top of the order. JT Riddle, then Rojas, then Real Muto. So Matt gets a lefty here and a couple of right-handers. 29-year-old righty, appearance number 55. Rendon in the baseline at third. Everybody else back to lead off the inning here in the 6th. Appeal. Bill Miller was chatting with Freddie Gonzalez, and Angel Hernandez had to shout down there on the appeal. That's a front door breaking ball that stays inside. Matt Grace has the comebacker. Runs about, well, more than halfway over to Reynolds before giving it to him. Marlins box score. They had a chance to get some things done early, but Steven Strasburg did a good job in some tough conditions. He stranded 2 runners in the first, 3 more in the second, then a couple in the fourth. So they have single hits from several guys. And maybe one of the biggest plays was Alcantara failing to lay down a bunt when they were ahead, actually behind 2-1, and they had 2 on, nobody out, and he hit a line drive bunt right back to Strasburg. Up and away, ball 1 to Miguel Rojas, who has doubled in a run, walked, and popped up.
Good pitch. Matt Grace went to UCLA. And most relievers were starters in college. But he was a reliever in college. You know why? He pitched with Garrett Cole and Trevor Bauer on the same staff at UCLA. So
yeah. Good luck pitching on Friday nights with those guys.
Yeah, his junior year they made him a reliever, and the rest is history. So it's a pretty good staff.
Yeah.
College World Series.
That'll even things up. 2-2. A little low. 3-2.
Give the grounds crew credit. They did a nice job getting that mound dry. You're not seeing guys go on the back anymore and cleaning off their cleats. Haven't seen that in a while.
3-2. He threw a strike and got a fly ball to right. Adam Eaton stalking it. Ooh, had to reach back right at the end.
The wind's blowing to left, so he thought he had to go to the line, and they blew the ball back in fair territory. I'm telling you, none of these guys have seen these conditions this year with the wind current here tonight. So he's thinking, I got to go toward the line. All of a sudden, the wind catches the ball, and it blows back towards center field. He's like, wait, that hasn't happened all year.
What? I love some of his reactions out there. You're a grand old flag, a high flying flag, and we got some long fly balls heading out that way tonight. Here's another drive to right by Real Muto, and oh, Adam had no problems with that one at all. Matt Grace, 1-2-3. That's some good news in the 6th.
And we did promise you that this would be our Miller moment. Do you remember? It's time for the Miller Lite Hold True moment. RBI number 100 for Bryce Harper. First time he's ever done that. It'll be on the back of his baseball card forever, but they kind of stole his thunder. Anthony Rendon went deep the next at-bat. Juan Soto went deep, so back-to-back homers. But there's RBI number 1. How the heck did that get grass in the seams? Oh, on the throw-in? Yeah, on the throw-in.
Yes, yeah. That was cool, though. Adam Eaton got driven in by that sac fly, and he went right over and gave Bryce a big hug. These guys know what an important number that is to a ball player, and for Bryce to finally get there is very, very impressive.
He's going to Coors Field. He might get 110.
Yeah. Then the next two guys say, I got your fly ball. We're going to hit one over the boards. Look at that thing spinning. The wind is blowing to left. Trey Turner's ground ball made a left turn before it got down to O'Brien. I'm going to let you figure out the box score, everybody. You can see that Eaton's been on 3 times. Rendon twice, 4 RBIs. Weeder's on 3 times. And Soto a good bounce back night.
You didn't let anybody figure out the box score. You just said
no. That box, it's 1 for 2, 1 for 4. That's what they could figure. I was told in play-by-play school that anybody can read a graphic the way it's sitting on the screen. It's how you embellish.
Oh, all right.
Bryce got jammed, knocked down by Rojas. 2 outs in the 6th.
Is it by the Trapeze School out here in right center field?
No, it's at a secret location out in the Midwest. I cannot divulge.
All right, check out the helium home run here. I mean, this is a hot air balloon homer if I've ever seen one. Watch this. And we saw him in the dugout, read his lips. He said, how did that get out? Look how high that is. We can't even track it. And we're at 3,000 feet up here in the booth, and the camera's right next to us.
Yeah.
That's how high that was. That was probably 4,000 feet high.
We've seen satellites from here, but we didn't see that home run.
We can see the capital of South Carolina.
2 for 3, Anthony Rendon. 6 total bases, 4 RBIs.
That was incredible. Wind's not blowing now.
One hopper, O'Brien. Let's go to the 7th, shall we? 7-2 Nationals.
Hey fans, Washington D.C. It's a hey fans. The Washington D.C. Lexus dealers continue to go above and beyond their quest to support cancer research. This is cool. They're raffling off a 2019 Lexus ES Sport, and all proceeds will support the cause. Please visit DCLexusDealersRaffle.com to learn more. Very, very cool.
Anytime you can work hay fans plus and more into a commercial, you've got a winner.
That's right.
Here's Peter O'Brien, top of the 7th. Matt Grace, 10 pitches, 5 strikes to get through a 1-2-3 6th.
Most people answer their phone hello. I say, hey, fans.
Assuming if they call you, they're fans of yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why else would they call?
Try to sell you something. 1-1.
Hey, scams.
Tailing fastball, it stayed outside. Peter O'Brien, a 1-for-3 night, base hit last time. Kind of late getting a read on that slider. 2-2. Oh, Anthony Rendon made a reach for it. Couldn't quite get it. And Peter O'Brien's going to have a 2-for-4 night.
Short swing here with 2 strikes. Tried to get in on him and he got the barrel to it. Rendon ready for it, just hit too hard.
Brian Anderson RBI hit last time on a ball to center.
So I got one for you. Next year, when he hits a home run, hasta luego instead of see you later. The same way you say see you later, but hasta luego.
That's 5 syllables. We could make that last a while.
Luego. You know, spice it up a little bit.
What's Spanish for there goes the no-hitter?
I looked it up once. I don't know.
Here comes 200 tweets. 2-0. Just call Felipe. He'll tell you. Strike call. It's 2-1. Felipe Alou.
Yeah, that's why we do it. Tribute to him. He said it every single day. In the minor leagues, in the major leagues, you turn to the bench and say it. It's the first thing you got to take care of if you're going to win a game.
2-2. And Grace gets a grounder, goes by the mound, by the bag. Nice clean pickup by Wilmer Defoe. Over to third O'Brien on the first out. No better time to act than today. Make today the day at PNC. We've been tracking Luis Garcia. So now his minor league career, it only spans a couple of seasons for this 18-year-old. And doing some great things. Hagerstown, low A to high A Potomac. So nearly 700 at bats and nearly 300. Luis Garcia. Right side, that's a run for the Marlins, but the Nats are just counting down the outs. 7 more to get for a win. Reynolds takes care of it, and Brinson gets his 41st RBI.
Little slippage here.
Next up is Austin Dean, who has singled and walked twice. Fastball up in the zone. It's Tyron Guerrero. Nats have Soto, the pitcher spot, and Wieters, bottom 7. And 3-1. Relying on the slider to get the full count there.
Confidence in it.
Yeah.
Throw it again.
Well, you hitters always say if you get it 3-1, you get it 3-2.
I shook it off to the fastball.
Yes, he did, and he gets a grounder to Rendon. Anthony, quick exchange. Well played. 3 grounders after the double. Juan Soto having a great bounce back night. He'll lead off when we bring you back. Well, Matt Grace just pitched 2 innings of relief, and Javi Guerra is embarking upon his 3rd here. He'll take on Soto. Juan 1 for 2 against him. Bottom of the 7th underway. Pitcher spot next, and there's Victor Robles. So we get to see these guys hit back to back here. Look out, Bryce. Juan Soto, last time up. High drive, left center, 21 as a teenager.
3 games in Colorado, he's going to catch Canigliaro.
He very well could.
Calling it right now. Might do it before they get there.
And most RBIs in a season by a teenager. Passing Hickey Mantle. Unbelievable. 4th most.
The Nats have to go 4-2 to have a winning season, and I think that's a big deal.
Yeah, they split. Ends up 500.
I know they didn't do what they were supposed to do or wanted to do and all that, but there's a lot of teams and a lot of cities that went a lot of years without having a winning season, and when you play for 6 months, it's a little something to hang your hat on, and you start reeling off consecutive winning seasons. That's when it becomes a big deal. So played on a lot of teams that didn't have them, and trust me, it's something.
Soto high into right center. Grabbed by Brinson. First out, bottom of the 7th.
All right, number 2 for Victor Robles yesterday. By the way, Soto struck that ball just now, and the wind's blowing straight in from right. Yesterday, the low line drive for Victor Robles. His first home run was against the Marlins, remember, on September 17th, 427 feet at Marlins Park. That was number 2. You can ask me 20 years from now how far Victor Robles' first home run went, and I'll know.
Yeah, that was one of your best tracking jobs of your 8 years here. And a bouncer to short. Robles retired.
I mean, seriously, I'll just be sitting there, old and grayer than I am now, and you'll say, how far was Victor Robles' first major league home run? And I'm going to tell you, 427.
How did you know?
I don't know. I just called it at the time, and it just stuck in my head. That number, for some reason, is in there.
So Matt Wieters has homered in 2 of his last 3 games. In fact, it would be 2 in a row because he didn't play yesterday. Hit the homer Saturday and 1 tonight. So he's got a little streak going here. 2-0.
Finishing strong.
Well, they don't want to pitch to him now. Matt Wieters has walked 3 times tonight and homered. Oh, now it's the last 5. All year it's been the next 5. So here we go, folks. 2 more against the Marlins. 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Max Scherzer and young Jeff Brigham. Wednesday, 4 o'clock game, and then a day off Thursday on to Coors Field to close out the season. The last 5. And Defoe to right. Rushing in Sierra. And the Nats are done in the 7th. First runner they've stranded since the 3rd inning. Washington by 4.
3 as we go to the top of the 8th. Nats Winterfest presented by StubHub is coming home for the holidays now at Nats Park. Join us Saturday, December 1st, Sunday, December 2nd. Early bird pricing is available right now, so if you purchase your Winterfest tickets immediately, or at least by September 30th, you could save some dough. Visit nationals.com for more details. Home for the holidays. Get you fired up for 2019.
Choose a winning team for your vehicle. Jiffy Lube for value and convenience. JiffyLubeDC.com, and 32-year-old Greg Holland will get the call as a Nat for the 23rd time. ERA 0.93, 2 runs, 9 hits in 19 innings.
Yeah, fastball, slider, curveball, 3 pitches. It says split, but he doesn't use it very much. Fastball in the mid-80s, curveball in the high 70s.
Their other left-handed batter, off the bench, Derek Dietrich is waiting.
Oh,
and Holland just drops it in there.
That was sharp.
Do you remember anybody moving off the mound toward first base as much as this guy? It's really interesting how he kind of drives. It appears sideways to us. He's got to be coming forward a lot, but it's just such an interesting move. Left side, Anthony Rendon was playing well off the line. And that guy, Sierra, gets down the line, and Anthony knew he had to hurry. 1 out.
Some giveaway going on down there. Jonathan is playing Santa Claus, and he's giving all kinds of stuff to fans. They had a box of stuff right there. Yeah. Sorry, sir, you're just a little bit too late. And that's your last beer of the night because it's the 8th inning. So hang with them. What do they give? Oh, Screech bobbleheads? All right. We told you we were going to give you giveaways. It's Fan Appreciation Week at the ballpark. That would have been me, by the way. That's the story of my life. I'd have been that guy. Wait, free stuff? Oh. Do you have one more? No? Oh.
No, Derek Dietrich not getting the playing time here late in the season that he usually gets, but I think the Marlins know what he can do. He's one of the senior guys in the ball club now. They're playing the kids. He's at 264 with 16 homers and 45 RBIs this year. That's Brett Graves next in line for Miami.
Yeah, I was looking earlier too. He didn't have great numbers against Strasburg.
Yeah, I looked at that myself. 2 for 24.
Yeah, so that's probably another reason. But you're right. He didn't play much in that series. We were just down there, and this is the time of year where if you're rebuilding, you already know what somebody can do.
Well, he can play different positions. He's got some pop, brings a little fire and energy when he plays. But Holland's overmatching guys the way he's pitching right now. 2 outs. Mercedes-Benz pitch cast.
Nasty.
Just really cool to see Brian Holland put his season back together. Pardon me, Greg Holland.
People tell me those are kids' night lights, not Screech bobbleheads. My bad.
Guy with the brew could have used one of those.
I was scared at the dark as a kid. That would have been great.
Look at this. 1, 2, 3. Nats have given up 1 hit since the 5th inning. We're going bottom 8 now.
That's Anthony Rendon, 42 doubles, 23 homers, having a great night for stakes. Bryce Harper has driven in 100 for the first time, and Juan Solo went deep for the 21st time. We're going to make it our 4th drive of the game. Solo shot, that's why I said that. That was in the 4th inning.
Hasta luego.
I like it.
Well, why wait till next year?
There you go.
Somebody told me on Twitter that that's actually in Spanish only 4 syllables. The luego kind of, luego kind of goes on 2 syllables, not 3. So
all right, let me
we'll work on that.
Can I finish this over here?
No, I want to talk about some other stuff.
Hurry to your local Ford dealers for great savings on cars, trucks, and SUVs. I like it. You have to incorporate that.
Yeah.
25-year-old
Brett Graves, by the way. El Doctor. Sean Doolittle hasn't pitched since Thursday, so he needs a little work. All right, I'm okay now.
That's all right. Guy from Oklahoma speaking Spanish on live TV. I love it. Yeah, that's got to be a mod. That's. Did you do a CU Tater once? I think.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. And maybe one night a CU Taylor.
This
maybe Michael A hit one and we did that.
Has to be part of it next year. Plus, I was the one that suggested that you say "see you later" as your sign-off when the Nats win.
When the Nats
been doing that for what, 4 years now?
It's been a while now, yeah.
That sounded good.
My Twitter's blowing up. One message. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed it, buddy. Mark Reynolds came in on a double switch to play first base in the 5th. This is his 2nd AB. Sees Brett Graves for the first time. Somebody just hollered green light on 3-1. Who wants it? Brinson. Sierra makes a phantom catch there.
All right, October right around the corner. The Major League postseason begins October 2nd. So go to MLB.com/postseason for the full schedule. Deciding whether I'm watching or not. I don't know.
You're gonna watch.
I watch the World Series.
We're gonna watch it all. Adam Eaton. And he takes a strike. He's had a good night on base 3 times tonight. I know we have all these analytics and we've talked about this, and batting averages are down this year, but I bet if you got Adam Eaton to tell the truth, he would be one of those guys who would tell you that hitting 300's a big deal.
Oh yeah. I just think it's cool that he's going to have a whole winter to get strong and get his legs under him and not have to rehab injuries this winter and just work on, you know, being 100% for spring training and not having, I mean, basically half an Adam Eden this year, hitting almost 300 and contributing big time. So see him back to 100% next year, get those legs super strong, and then watch him go for the whole 2019 season. I think that'll be fun. Love watching him play right now.
Yeah. Every ball club needs a couple of guys like Adam Eaton. Fire things up. 2 down here in the 8th. Max Scherzer has 17 wins. In 18 starts career against Miami. He's 11-3 with a 3.09 ERA. He's 10 strikeouts away from 300. And so the Scherzer saga continues tomorrow night. A little bit of a rough outing against the Mets in game 1 of that series. So he's back at it, and he could be starting again Sunday in Colorado. But right now we're just worried about tomorrow night. Can't wait to see Max back out there.
I think if he gets 10 Ks, he's taking it to the house.
I hope so.
We'll see.
Well, Trey's 1 for 4, but it got him a hitting streak. It got him an on-base streak, and now he's going to add on and make it 2 for 5. And that ball was gashed. Brinson had to kind of get on a knee and get behind that thing because it was skipping on the wet turf out into center. So another good night for Trey Turner. He is rolling. #1 Nationals at MLB at bat. Every moment you can customize it for your baseball experience. MLB.tv game of the day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, stats, and news. Download it now. Well, here comes Bryce one more time. Harper 0 for 1 against Brett Graves. On the move is Turner, no play, and that's number 43.
And trying to get that 5-run lead instead of a 4-run lead. Good jump by Trey. Picked a good pitch to go on, obviously.
Yeah, and I salute Don Mattingly for having a young pitcher pitch to Bryce back in the 4th. First base was open. There are managers, some young guys, pretty new to the job, who would have just sent Harper to first base. Bryce got a sac fly, made it to a milestone. Don Mattingly didn't know his guy was going to give up 2 home runs right after that, but he wanted to see what Alcantara had for Bryce Harper. And now it's Graves against Harper with first base open, and he lashes one the other way, but it's slicing. Bryce left the box quickly and then slowed down. He knew it was going to be foul.
Captain Obvious called it foul down there. He was right on it.
One ball, one strike. Trey Turner, by the way, now has 175 hits. Scored his 101st run tonight.
If he gets 5 hits a game the rest of the year, he'll get 200.
Yeah, he can't give away any at bats.
He likes Colorado. He always has good games there.
Yeah. Looked like JT Realmuto requested time there. Spits on the fastball, up and away, counts full.
I mean, the way this whole thing is working, I mean, you have to pitch to Bryce Karp, talking about Don Manning's decision, because the guy on deck is maybe the hottest hitter in baseball right now.
Yeah. Swing and a miss, foul tip, and the 8th inning is over. So the Nats, through 8, put 7 runs on 9 hits on the board. Nationals baseball on Masson, brought to you by Visit Annapolis. Create your moment at visitannapolis.org. 3 outs away from a hard-fought win in tough conditions tonight. Of the Washington Nationals, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. And for our disclaimer, maybe our best video ever.
Yeah.
Welcome to the ball game, Sean. 7-9-2 Nats, 3-6-0 Marlins. And the Nationals 3 outs away from their 11th win against Miami. And here's Sean with his 42nd appearance. As I mentioned, didn't pitch since the Thursday night game against the Mets.
Fastball slider change, low fastball, high fastball. Look at lefties, 0-34 against Sean Doolittle this year.
High fastball. Here comes Rendon. Weeder's near him. That thing just got taken by the breeze over the near end of the dugout. So Bryce Harper moves over to right field for the 9th inning because Michael A. Taylor is in center.
Cubs losing, Brewers winning. That'll go to a game and a half if it stays that way.
Yeah. Oh, 2 and well upstairs. Bouncer, nice big hop for Trey Turner. Johnny Holiday, Dan Kolko on the set, waiting for Nats extra post game. So after the Rojas out, here's JT Realmuto. 0 for 2 career against Doolittle. And a high fly ball out to shallow left center. Juan Soto. 2 down.
That took a bad hop on Juan Soto at the end.
A lot of baseball showing.
I got it. I got it. Raindrops. That was great. Nice play.
Sean thought he would try a low fastball for a change. Right off the hands there. So the Nats trying to win their 79th game of the year. A little high and tight, 2-2. I love it. These folks have braved a tough night here. They've seen a very entertaining ball game, and they are into it right to the very last pitch, which is right now. 3 hours and 8 minutes. The Nationals win it by a count of 7-3, and they're 79 and 78 on the year. Soto, big night. Some other guys too, and Bryce, RBI number 100. A little bit more in a moment.